What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today, as you can see, we're doing something a little bit different. This is an F1 2018 season mod for the F1 2017 game. I've done this in the past, F1 games. It's been a while since I've done this, so I thought I'd do it again for the 2018 season. The Australian Grand Prix is coming up this weekend, so what better timing than to do it? So let's get straight into it. If you want to use this mod for yourself, I'll leave a link down in the description to where you can find it and download it. Just bear in mind that you have to be on PC only for mods to work. These don't work on console, unfortunately. That's just the way it goes. So we're going to go through this video, have a little look at the mod itself. This is going to be live com as well. I haven't loaded the game or anything. I haven't tried anything out. This is essentially the first time I'm doing this, so there might be game crashes. There could be a whole number of stability issues. I don't know. But if there is, I'm sure you'll find out about them. So this is the loading screen. This mod has gone into like so much depth. Everything has been changed. The teams, the drivers, even the UI in the menus. Like this career screen here is different. You scroll across, you've got all the different just screenshots from the game. Fernando Alonso's new McLaren Honda. Bear in mind as well, there is no halo in this mod, which I think is the best thing ever. Because, well, who wants to see the halo in an F1 game? It has no place. So we're going to have a little quick look inside. Let's go into Grand Prix mode. I just want to have a look at this for myself, in all honesty. Just to see what all the menus look like. So you can see here Mercedes with the updated skin, Ferrari. These images that they're using here are really nice, actually. Really clean. Williams, that does look a little bit weird there. Force India, Renault, Toro Rosso, which is now the Honda powered team. Haas, we've got McLaren in the papaya orange. Beautiful car. Sauber, which looks really good from the rear end. Front end, a little bit bland, not much going on there. Might be potential career mode team. Bit of a spoiler there, but we'll have to wait and see on how the performance is in the real life season. But yeah, that's essentially it. It took a long time for me to download this mod. And a long time to install this mod, sorry. So I know a lot of work went into this. So I'm going to stop waffling. We're going to jump in a car and we're going to do a race around Albert Park since the race is on this weekend. I want to go for something a little bit different. And a lot of the top teams, year on year, they don't change, which is actually quite disappointing. Should we go in the McLaren? It's between the McLaren and the Sauber. I think the Sauber is going to be the slowest car this year. And in terms of video, I think that'll be really crap. Jumping in the slowest car and not overtaking anyone. So we'll jump in the McLaren, we'll test it out, and see where it fits in the order of the F1 2018 grid. Sebastian Vettel on pole. Is that an inkling as to what we're going to get this weekend? I thought it was really cool how it had the new F1 logo up on the screen. But here we are on the grid of the Australian Grand Prix. No qualifying, we've just jumped straight into the race. The game has put us in P14. So it looks like they've taken the performance of each of the cars from testing. Now that is a very, very subjective thing to do, but I mean, what else do you have to go by? Given that the season hasn't started yet. So the creator of this mod has not rated the McLaren that highly, which I find to be very, very interesting. Starting on the super soft tyres, going to the ultra soft. I believe the tyre compounds were also included in this, so there might be an inclusion of the hyper soft. I don't know if it actually comes to this weekend. We might have to try this out at like Monaco or something to try out the hyper soft. That is going to be an interesting tyre to drive on. That is the case. After speaking to David Greco in Abu Dhabi, you know, he's going to have a tough time making the Hypersoft work because they really have given so much grip to the current Ultrasoft. I don't know how they're going to find even more grip for the Hypersoft for this year's game. So definitely well and truly got their work cut out for them this year. But we're on the grid. I'm not too sure what to do. Let's just get straight into the race. I'm really keen to see the racing this weekend. It's a real shame that I can't be there this weekend. I went to the Australian Grand Prix last year. I made a vlog on it and everything, and it turned out really good. I met so many F1 drivers, especially on the Thursday. I might leave a link to that video in the description, or I'll put an annotation on screen. It truly was an amazing weekend. If you guys ever are thinking about going to a Grand Prix, Albert Park, it's awesome. Abu Dhabi was really good too. I'd love to go to Silverstone one day. USA is high on the list. Of course, Monaco would also be a great one. Spa, so many iconic venues on the Formula One calendar. I want to visit them all. It's going to take me a few years, but eventually I will get there. But initially, we've only done 3 corners in this car so far, and at pretty slow speeds. I can't say I've noticed too much of a difference in the handling of this car. But once we get up to speed, I'll be sure to let you know if there's any differences. Alright, here we go. Ready for the start of this race. It's been a while since I've driven in a stock McLaren Honda. Actually, McLaren Renault now. The straight line speed should actually be pretty decent, but still, it's been a long time since I've driven a backmarket car. Season 1 of F1 2017 career mode. This could well be an experience. Here we go. 5 red lights for the Australian Grand Prix of F1 2018 mod on the F1 2017 game, and away we go. Oh, someone's on my inside there. That was a bit cheeky. To the inside. Why have I not got any HUD up on the screen? You won't believe what just happened. I went ahead, did the entire race, went to the editing studio, and realized there was absolutely no game sound coming through the video up until this point. So I can only apologize. We're going to restart now, and we're going to go again. The game has shafted us even more now. We're demoted to P17. Surely this McLaren Honda is better than P17. But welcome, guys, to the Australian Grand Prix. We are on the grid here in the McLaren Renault. Let's do this all again, start from scratch. Super soft tyres, like we were going to do before. I realized that in this mod, fuel consumption is really, really harsh, especially if you run in rich revs. You essentially lose 1 percentile per second. It's that harsh, so watch out for that over the course of this video. But let's get this underway. The F1 2018 McLaren Honda, and we have the formation lap. Okay, here we go. Hopefully this is the last hurdle we have to endure in this video. 5 red lights for the Australian Grand Prix, and we are finally underway. Look at that start from Stoffel Vandoorne. That is electric off the line there. No, we're not talking about Formula E. Thankfully, these cars are still internal combustion based, which I hope is never the case. I hope it never changes to electric. Anyway, start hasn't been that great so far. We now dive up the inside of a couple of cars. That's us up in a P14. Displacing Carlos Sainz briefly before he gets us back up the inside into the next left-hander and rounds.
The front wing is badly damaged. You've lost a lot of downforce on the car. Pit and we'll fit you a new front wing.
Cheers, Jeff. Here we go. 3rd time lucky. 5 red lights. Away we go. The same old crap. Oh, wow. Wow. That was a nice start. And the harder compound. Smash past that Williams. Thank you very much. Speaking of smash, that is K-Mag. Inducing his inner Hulk there. Funny how that sentence came about. How those two worlds collided there. But anyway, we're going around the outside of one of the Haas drivers. That is Grosjean. Next up is Hartley. After him, going side by side with Ocon. This is a very lively start. In the last video, I ran with like 100 difficulty because I thought the cars weren't going to be that equal. I thought it was going to be quite a huge spread, but we actually turned out to do quite well. We actually finished 3rd on track, and so for this one I'm upping the difficulty all the way to the maximum, and we're going to see what we can do. The setup has glitched. It's gone to 6, even though I loaded a setup of my own, so we will have to deal with that. Look at the fuel counter. 2.2, 2.1, 2, 1.9. Look at that. It's stupid how much fuel you lose. I think that's just part of this mod. I I really don't feel like we get the same performance boost that warrants losing that much fuel, but that's the thing. Imagine if that was in the actual F1 game. That would really cause people to panic in races when you're having to battle and use rich revs to overtake and defend. I feel like maybe that should be a thing. Maybe we should have like 5 different modes of fuel mixture just to make the diversity a little bit better in races. But we're going to dive up the inside here of Ocon. We can see Hulkenberg overtaking Sorokin there. We're pinched on the inside here. We're going to have to hold it around the outside for the next left-hander. Couldn't quite get the move done, and Ocon holds on. That was a bit sloppy there from me, getting up on the grass on the second half of that. But already this race is really much more intense than the last one I did. The drivers are really fighting for every bit of real estate on the track. Again, we'll go for a little look up the inside. Come on. Come on. McLaren Renault, give me something to work with. Thank you. That's P12. Really having to work hard for these overtakes in this one. We are certainly not going to get 3rd place in this Grand Prix like we did in the last one if this kind of intensity keeps up. Next up is Hartley going left, right. Again, this race feels like it's scripted because the exact same thing happened in the last one. There is no Jolyon Palmer in 2018. This game is drunk. Sebastian Vettel is backwards. I've got an illegal overtake. What is going on with this race? Let's just pause and reflect on what was that couple of seconds there. Side by side with Brendan Hartley, Sebastian Vettel spins in the infield, into the infield barrier, and has lost his front wing. It's already happened. So he's lost the front right end plate, and he's just kind of caught in the middle of the circuit. He doesn't know what to do, so he just has to wait for everyone to go past. Unfortunately, we didn't press the rewind button early enough to see what actually triggered that. I feel like he was probably helped in there. Maybe he tagged the back of another car, spun on the inside, and that was the end of his front wing. So pretty unfortunate for Vettel to fall victim to the damage this early on in the race. Verstappen! Verstappen's out! What he's got? Did he make contact with Vettel? Possibly, but I think it might be reliability. We had some huge reliability issues for the AI. Leclerc! I'm just shouting all these driver names. Retiring left, right and centre. This is worse than the last one. We lost like 5 drivers in the last one. We are on target to probably have less than 10 left in the Grand Prix, and we're only on lap 3. This was a huge issue. This is a huge issue on this mod. It seems like the attrition rate is absolutely atrocious. We've got Esteban Ocon looking up our inside now into the fast left-right chicane. Got to keep my wits about me as well, because these AI are not going to hang around. And if I want to get points, or decent points, I've got to keep pushing. Just some exterior shots if you guys want to have a look at what the car looks like. I think the blue, although you wouldn't really suspect it to be a nice... Oh, this is going to be a corner cut, sorry. I was showing the viewers what the car looks like, Jeff. Can you give me a break, please? Cockpit cam is nice, as always. But like I was going to say, the blue on this McLaren Honda, it's a combination with the orange that you wouldn't really expect would go too well hand in hand. It actually looks quite nice. I just wish that there was more on this car that breaks up the orange a little bit more. I think McLaren needs more sponsors just to make this car set off just that little bit nicer. The orange, the papaya orange is beautiful. Just needs some, I don't know, black or maybe even more blue across the top of the car and also on the side pods, just to make it not look so much of just one solid colour. Because it does look very bland at this stage, but hopefully over the course of the season, if results go their way, that won't be an issue anymore. But yeah guys, let me know what your impressions are of the F1 2018 cars so far. What's your favourite? Like, McLaren is right up there as one of my favourites. I like the Renault as well. Sauber looks pretty nice. I just wish they did more with the front end. We certainly have more diversity when it comes to liveries this year. In previous, like 3 years ago, every car was either black, grey or white. It's nice to see a bit of colour on the grid once again. And I think pace is very similar despite me driving very badly. I've got no excuses as well because I did like 30 laps in time trial yesterday, just randomly driving on the game. Preparation for the new season of League Racing, which will be sometime in April. And also testing out my new rim. It's not new rim, it's an old rim. It's the Ferrari 458 Italia rim for the Thrustmaster TX. I'm going back to that because I wanted to retire my Ferrari F1 wheel, which I took with me to the Australian Grand Prix last year. Signed by Sebastian Vettel and Kimi Raikkonen. The signatures were really starting to fade now. So I thought I'd retire the wheel for good now and actually properly preserve that. So getting used to this wheel, it's been a little bit iffy here and there, little niggling issues, but for the most part it's actually been fine. But I've got some new pedals on the way as well. Thrustmaster T3PA Pros should hopefully improve my consistency. And I'm really looking forward to getting stuck in with those as well. Hopefully they arrive sometime next week. So that's a little update on what's going on with me at the moment. I've got a new league, I've got a new career mode starting, possibly this weekend as well. F1 2006 career mode. Fingers crossed I can have that out for you on Sunday possibly. And I'll keep you guys updated on that on Twitter. What happens with that. Still, not catching Hartley.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the ultra softs.
Dirty air is quite bad. We could get a podium in this race. Possibly, if we get any more retirements and we overtake all these guys, which I really do fancy my chances of doing. Especially once we get the ultra soft tyres on, we're going to be mega quick. Are we going to go up the inside? I braked pretty late there. Hartley, honestly, I don't know how he managed to pull that off. Good job. Actually, let's move the brake bias down and differential up to extract a little bit more performance out of the car. Up the inside already of Hartley just after making those changes. Did not mean to change the camera angle. But there you go, there's another look at the car. Are these guys going to pit though? No. Gasly going defensive. Hulkenberg trying to overtake him round the outside. I've gone in really deep. I got a little bit too excited there. Hulkenberg will have the inside for the next left-hander. Go on, son. Go on, Hulkenberg. Get the move done. There he goes. Into P3. And we're going to make the most of this as well at the inside of Gasly. This is great racing here. I don't know if this mod has enhanced the AI in any way. But Gasly, that was aggressive. Just slightly. Man, that's so good. Let me know. I honestly don't know if the AI have been affected, but it seems like they're more racy. And if anything, probably a little bit faster as well. This will be a really good test of straight line here. Renault versus Renault. We are running with 1.5 wings. I don't really... Oh, look at the dirty air. That's so bad. Rich revs. We're gaining. We're gaining. Hulkenberg is feeling a bit nervous through turn 1. Go around the outside. And that is P3. That is P3 in the Australian Grand Prix. As easy as that. This McLaren is decent after all.
You've been awarded a time
Oh,
penalty for
get
the
off it,
first
Jeff.
incident.
What an absolute advertiser not friendly swear word right there. Into the pits. 5-second time penalty as well. Oh, this game. Alright, so that's, what, 8 seconds we've lost on our race time now. That's brilliant. Into the pits now. 2.6. Why can't I go? The game hates me, that is why. Well, that's how you throw away your race in the span of about 20 seconds. I'm having a lot of fun. Do not take my anger and frustration at the game as me not enjoying myself. This is actually a really good challenge. I honestly can't say I was challenged this much in career mode for quite a while. The AI, at least what it seems like in this mod, they seem to be quite difficult, but at the same time, very highly strung and unreliable. The extra pace that they're extracting is really coming at a cost.
have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Thank you, Captain Obvious. I'll tell you what though, for what it's worth, this car feels good. Doesn't feel bad. I don't feel like it understeers all too much. The straight line speed as we've displayed in some of the overtakes we've done so far is pretty good too. I don't really feel like there's an area where this car isn't bad. This is very, very solid. What's this time going to be? 24.7. We're catching up to the Haas and the Ferrari, two cars that are supposed to be really solid this year. Haas is going to surprise a lot of people, according to some news outlets and just people that I follow. They believe Haas are going to be really solid this year, maybe the 4th best car. Apparently they're supposed to be using a lot of parts from the 2017 Ferrari. Essentially, Haas is going to be the 2017 Ferrari, apparently, from what I've heard. So, if that is the case, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with, especially in that midfield area, which I'm really excited to see. Like, what about you guys? Like, where do you guys rate the entire car grid before the season starts? I mean, there are obviously going to be people who see this after the first race in Melbourne. But who do you think? Obviously, I think Mercedes is going to be the best car. Who do we think is going to be second, third? Let me know down in the comments. I think my order is going to be like Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari, Renault, McLaren, Haas, all very equal there. Then you've got the likes of Force India, who I think are going to have another solid car, but probably just not on the same level as McLaren or Renault. I feel like they'll probably stay where they are, but a few other teams in the midfield will just improve to the point where they're better than them. Then you've got Toro Rosso, who look reliable with their Honda engine. That's about it. They're probably going to be pretty slow.
The gap to our teammate is 18.0 seconds.
Teammate is absolutely crap as usual. Nothing changes. Sauber, probably going to be just as slow as Toro Rosso. Probably finding it out at the back, in my opinion. Then who else? Williams, I don't see them being all too quick. Probably be just faster than Toro Rosso and Sauber. And I think that's it. So, I don't know, let me know what you think of this year's grid based on testing. I don't pay too much attention to testing. It's all very subjective to base lap times on cars testing out a whole bunch of things and not showing their true pace and running heavy fuel loads and whatever else. So, you never really truly know until the first race. Sometimes not even until like the second or third race how things are going to go throughout the year. Like Ferrari absolutely stormed the first few races of the season in 2017, but look at how that ended for them. Inconsistency. Oh, that's some understeer. That is really, really bad. That's is not going to do the old chassis all too well, getting a knock like that. Penultimate lap of this Grand Prix now, and we have a chance to get P4 in this Grand Prix on track, minus the penalties. We're going to have to save a little bit of fuel as well. Diving to the inside of Romain Grosjean, we've gone in really, really deep. You do not want to go any deeper than that, or you are ending up in the gravel trap. And that is P6. Can we get Sergio? That's a nice run out of the chicane there. Still quite low on fuel. Do we dive to the inside? You know, I want to, but I feel like it's going to cost us too much time. And I want to get Raikkonen as well. I believe that's Raikkonen in front of us, who's been nursing an issue all race. Do we dive it? Yes, we do. Up the inside. Mount the grass a little bit, but we still have two wheels inside the track limits, which is fine. This is really close racing. I really enjoy this stuff. Yeah, I certainly feel more aggressive on this mod. Last lap of the Grand Prix, round the outside through turn 1. Just keep it on the track. And that is P5. It's going to be really tough to get Raikkonen now. A bit of fuel saving as well. And that Ferrari is certainly not slow. Let's do this. Gonna have to stick it up in a standard. I can't save anymore. Lewis Hamilton wins the Grand Prix. For reference, Sebastian Vettel won the last race, so it's a bit tit for tat right now in terms of the front-running teams. It looks like there might well be a bit of a gap between the front three and the rest, which you probably come to expect, but Raikkonen, the gap is like 2.5 seconds, and still with fuel to save, it is not going to be 4th place in this Australian Grand Prix. It's not even going to be P5. It's probably going to be somewhere close to P10 with all the penalties we have. But here we go across the line in our home race. That is P8. Let's guess. P8? P10. Ooh, that's harsh. Very, very harsh. So there we go, guys. That has been this video for today. An F1 2018 season mod for the F1 2017 game. You can see even the team wear has updated. Their Mercedes guys have got their Tommy Hilfiger, you know, branding on their shirts. So the attention to detail is actually pretty good in this mod. You got the F1 logo as well. It's all pretty pretty well made. Like, a lot of attention to detail has gone into this. So check it out. Link it in the description. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you smash a like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to see plenty more F1 gaming content. We're going to be moving to F1 2006 on the weekend potentially. And then later on in the year, we'll have F1 2018 heading to your sub boxes. Hopefully very, very soon. But that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know who is going to win the Australian Grand Prix this weekend. And I will see you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.